Hi everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Stamping. This is a place where together we come together and chat and connect and unlock some paper crafting fun together. So glad that you can join me and we can spend this evening together. I always look forward to Monday nights. And my name is Lillian. I'm with Stamper's Niche, and I'm coming to you from Alberta, Canada. Which is a bit chilly tonight. We've had an unseasonably warm winter, so we can't complain. In fact, we haven't had any snow, but it's, I think, minus 16, minus 18 or something outside tonight. So it is chilly, and there was a bit of a breeze today, which always makes it feel worse. So it was a good day to stay cozy and be inside. So glad to see some of you hopping on and saying hello and connecting with each other. Excellent. I'm so glad to have you here. Just a quick question. Do you have these catalogs? And if so, what's something that you really want from them? Just one thing. I know there's likely more, but share one thing. Because sometimes you see something that you really like and I go, oh, I didn't even notice that. And I take another look. So I would love to hear about that. Linda from Vancouver Island, what's the weather like there? I hope it's a little warmer than here. So I imagine it is. So just let us know at least one thing that you like from one of these catalogs. And if you don't have one and would like one, just reach out to me. As long as you're in Canada, I can supply you with one and we'll be glad to do so. So let's go down to my desktop. It's trying to snow. Oh, lovely. So that's no fun on the island, I know, because then it gets really, really bad. So we're just going to go back down to my desktop, and I just threw my catalogs on the floor. So we'll pick that up. Trusty Tools. Oh, do you know what, Catherine? I was playing with them a little bit on the weekend, and they are absolutely amazing. I've had so much fun with them. I just need a handyman in my life that I can gift them to, but or handy woman. Actually, my daughter is a fairly good handy woman, so maybe I will make some feminine trusty tools with her. So we'll just see how that goes. So what about some of the rest of you? What are some things that are popping out in either catalog? All right. And just while you're doing that, last week I shared part of this mega suite. It's called Nature's Sweetness. And I concentrated on this bundle right here. It's called the Notes of Nature bundle. Well, tonight we're going to concentrate on the other part of this mega suite. We're going to look at this right here. So it's called, not this one, pardon me, this one here. It's called Lovely and Sweet. And I'm doing something a little bit different tonight. I am actually giving you a free class using that. So I will explain a little bit more how that works as we go along. So the free class is going to be so that you can make this little card holder like this. And you will also make 4 coordinating cards so that they will be great for a gift set or for yourself or whatever. Now you might say, hey, I don't have that stamp set. This class is not for me. At the end, watch, I'm going to show you some totally different ideas, but using the same technique. So hang in there. And how do you get this free class? Well, you can watch right now. But the other thing is you can get the whole packet of materials to make it. So it will look something like this. This back piece will be scored and cut for you as well. So it will look something like this. It'll have the envelopes, which I forgot to put in here, I just realized. All you have to do is place a $60 or more order with me in January, and I will send this to you the beginning of February. So I will also share the link as to how to go about that. But let's do the class first, right off the bat. So I'm going to slide these things out of the way. We'll be using them. Let me just see here. tuck them over there. And for the cover, you're going to need an 8.5 by 11 piece of your cardstock, and I'm going to come back to that in a little bit and show you what to do with it. And then for your cards, you're going to need one sheet and another sheet of cardstock, and then just score or cut them in half and score so that you have 4 cards. Where did I put my bone folder here? 4 cards that are really a half sheet of cardstock, and they're going to open like that. Or you can cut them the other way if you want to. But I chose to go with Pretty Peacock and Pebbled Path. So I've got 2 Pretty Peacock card bases here. We'll just tuck them there. And now we'll do the Pebbled Path ones. And these are really, really easy cards to make. And yet, with the technique, they look a little bit harder. And I just found them really, really nice. So we've got our 4 card bases. We're all set with that. We're going to tuck them under here. And we're going to get started on making the cards. So this is the type of card that we're making. So what we need is we need just a piece of basic white. So each card is going to have 1 piece of basic white for the outside. There'll be a piece of basic white for the inside. Oh, I wrote little notes to myself. And then you will need 1 for the cover of the folder. So let's take a look to see how we made these cards. I'm going to leave 1 out and tuck the rest away here. And I'm going to bring 1 of these. So this technique is actually a favorite technique of mine. Linda was sharing the other day about a card that she was making, and I said that was my favorite technique. And it is using your blending brushes and making a mask. So in each kit, let me just see here, you will receive this mask. All I did was took a window sheet that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I took my deckled rectangles. You could use a circle, you could use whatever, but I chose my deckled rectangles, and I took this one here. So if you're starting at the outside, 1, 2, 3, the 4th one in, it's not a hard and fast rule, it's just what I chose. I cut that out of my window sheet, and then this is going to be my mask. So, we're going to use it on the basic white. So let's put that to the side. So all I'm going to do is I am going to fasten this down, and because I am making several, I'm actually going to put a little, I'll put a mark here. Have I told you how much I am loving my glass mat? I couldn't figure out what all the buzz was about glass mats, but I am loving them. And I'm going to put this down. So I put my arrow so that when I do my next one, I can put it down in the same spot. That's the plan anyway. Then I'm bringing a removable tape. This is removable Post-it note. You could use a Post-it note. You could use washi tape, anything that's going to not tear your paper. So I'm going to fasten my paper down like that so it's secure. And then I'm bringing this in, and I'm going to bring my tape into it. So I'm ready. And I'm going to center it. So what I'm doing, and I hope you can see, I'm trying to get equal borders here. The joy of using a circle is I wouldn't have to worry about that quite so much. But that'll do. So I'm putting 2 down here, so they're going to be like the hinge, and I just shifted it. So there we go. We are going to redo it like that, and I think I'll put another piece over here just to hold it in place. There we go. Now I'm going to bring in my blending brush storage thing, and let's see, I'm going to copy this one right now, and it looks like I blended with Pretty Peacock in the background, so I will do that. I'd actually planned to do a different one, but since I've done that. So Pretty Peacock, I'm going to just do it lightly in the background. And I love this little tray, so your ink pad stays put. This is another thing that I have learned, and which I am finding really nice. You know how when you pick up ink on your blending brush, if you tap it off here and even smear it, and then start off on your window sheet and start to go in, you just get a little bit, and it's nice and gentle, and you don't get that feathery stuff. And then I can pick up some more, just like that, and I can keep going and fill it in. And why am I holding way back here? Because I don't want much pressure right now. When I want more pressure, I slide my hand down a bit, but right now I don't want much pressure. So I'm just getting the excess ink off here and doing this. Now this is always like magic for me because it doesn't look that great when you're doing it. But when you take a little peek, like that, you've got this, and to me that is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to move this out of the way and bring one more in, and this time I am going to actually use Boho Blue. And let's, I do need to take my tape off of this one and just fasten this down. And bring this in. Now I could wipe this off with, I'm not too worried because the color is going to be similar enough, but you can just bring in a paper towel or your chamois and wipe any of that excess ink off of your window sheet, and it's good to go again. So let's, I suppose it would help if I'd wiped off the correct side, but oh well, it'll work, right? And this time I want to bring in Boho Blue. Well, look at that, I forgot to close my ink pad, but guess what? That'll be covered over and it's all going to be good. But I am going to close my ink pad right now and bring in Boho Blue. And I'm going to clean my brush. It's still a blue, so I'm going to stick with that. And this time I'm going to tap it off in another spot so that it doesn't mix, the colors don't mix. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to work gently and be patient. It's always hard to be patient. It is always such a treat to see it unfold, isn't it, Carolyn? To me, it's like magic. Whoops. And because I've got everything anchored down, I can take a peek, and then if it's not dark enough, I can put it back down. But you know what? I think that is. I'm going to stop there, but that's how I basically did the color part of all the cards and the card front. So that's the technique that we're focusing in on right now. And I'll just get that out of the way. And I'll just also give this a little swipe and get that color gone. There we go. Now we're going to do some stamping. So we're going to bring in any of these images here. So here's your choice. What image do you want on the front cover of the folder? So on this one, I did the cocoa bean. So what image should I put on the front of the folder? You choose and let me know. So let me see. It's a cocoa bean. let's say flowers and orchid. Orchid, flowers, cocoa. You let me know which you think it should be. And I'm going to just start to mount some stamps here. Flowers. Okay. Woo! Look at that. I started off with the flowers. There's a good one. And I will do this one for the inside one. Not inside, for one of the cards on the inside. There we go. So now this is going to be the cover, and I think I want that one, and I'm going to save this for there. So now I'm going to ink this up in a darker color. I used the boho blue here. No, I think there, sorry, got it mixed up. The boho blue here. So now I'm going to go with Misty Moonlight for the stamp. For the flower. And when it's a large stamp particularly, I love to ink them up upside down, so I can see that the ink is going everywhere. And we'll close that ink pad up right now. Now there are words on here, so I want the words to be straight. Well, help if I had my paper straight. There we go. And I'm stamping right over where I sponged with the blending brushes, giving it a moment to transfer. And just like that, we have this look going on here. And I absolutely love it. Now, the stamp set also has, what did I do with the stamp set? Oh, here it is. It also has this great little image here. And so we're going to bring that in and just stamp over top as well. So we'll use the grids on the glass mat just to line everything up straight. I like to do that, but you don't have to. And we're going to go like that. And just like that, we have got this put together, and it will go either on the card front or it will go on the front of here, and I'm actually going to save this for here. So let's bring in this one. This was the pretty peacock, and we're going to stamp an image on here. So we'll go with the cocoa on this one. So this is pretty peacock, and we will actually stamp it in pretty peacock as well. So we'll do it just darker. This is going to look nice and light. This will be dark. Here's my cocoa. And we'll do the same thing. So the neat thing about this class, or this kit of cards, is you just keep repeating the process. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can change your colors out, whatever. But you've got this really neat look going on, and we're going to bring in the field and lawn and garden, pardon me, like that. There we go. Might be a little downhill, but that's all right. I'm going to bring in one more like this and bring in my cocoa again. And we're going to catch, now we've already stamped this, we haven't re-inked it, so it is the second impression, and I'm just going to catch a little bit here. And if I had remembered my envelopes, I would be doing my envelope as well, but you get the idea. So if you see here, I did my envelope, I did my card, and I did the inside. So you can see how that all worked out so beautifully, and I didn't even have to re-ink. So we've got that. We've got this going to close up my ink pad. And we've got this. So now you would repeat the process for these two for all 4 cards. You can change out the colors. For some of them, I used Berry Burst for the image and Bubble Bath for the sponging in the background. One was Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. Pebbled Path played a role in a lot of them too. So you can bring in whatever colors you want. But let's just build our card here, and we'll use the one that we put the ink on. And we're going to just slightly, you could put dimensionals. I'm actually just going to keep it really simple and glue it right down, flat, like that. I just, for some reason, absolutely love the look of this card. And we're going to tuck this on the inside, and I'm going to be fancy schmancy like the cards in the stores, and I'm just going to put adhesive on the top. If it's stuck down all the way around, you know that I've likely mucked up, and I'm trying to do it so you can't peek. But that way, 2 things. People could remove that if they wanted, but it just, I don't know, it has a nice feel. So we've got it like that. Now in your kit, you will have those embellishments. I'm going to bring in some of them here. These are called the Adhesive Back Sequins Trio. So they're nice and flat. And you can add 1, you can add 2, you can add 3. This is Pretty Peacock, so we'll just throw on a little bit of Pretty Peacock here. And a lot of them, I've kept it simple and just done 1. And actually, I think that's where I'm going to stop. I kind of like that. So there we go. So now that's how we would make the cards. So you would do all 4 cards like that, so that you have your set. Now let's make the case right here. So we'll just tuck this in here to keep that with that set. Take that to the side. We've got this stamped already, so we're going to put that up here. And we're going to bring in our 8.5 by 11 piece of paper here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do just a little bit of scoring. So I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored. And I think I'll move some of these ink pads out of the way so we have a little bit more room. There we go. All right. Your favorite embellishments, Carolyn? Well, woohoo, excellent. So in your instructions, when you place your order and receive your instructions, you will also have a picture of how to score this. But you're going to put the 11-inch side at the top, and you're going to score it at 5 1/4 and 5 3/4. Then you're going to turn it, and right now it doesn't matter which way you turn it. You're going to score it at 6 3/4 and 7. So let me just show you the picture again. So we've got an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper with the 11-inch side at the top. You're going to score it at 5 1/4 and 5 3/4, and I'll have this done for you in the kit. Then you're going to turn it, and you're going to score at 6 3/4 and 7. And while we have this Simply Scored out, we are going to bring in, wherever I put, here they are. We're going to bring in these 2 little pieces here. Now these are 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. So we're going to put the 1 1/4 side up there. This was really hard to do in a diagram, but put the 1 3/4 at the top, and then you're going to score in 3/4 of an inch, always tricky, from each end, or at 3/4 of an inch and 1 inch I found that easier. Then I don't have to move it. So 3/4 of an inch and 1 inch. And then we have our scoring done. And we can bring things back in here. So we'll put those to the side and we'll bring in this piece here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your snips and you're going to cut up, can you see there, from here up to the second score line. So on the diagram here, up to the second score line. Okay, so let's do that. Now you could fold first if that's easier. I always like to cut first, that's just me. And I'd like to cut just on the inside of the scored line. So now it's looking like that. And we're going to leave it like that for a minute. Now we're going to fold. And you're going to fold it so it looks like a book. So we're going to go like that and really burnish those fold lines. And then we're going to do this one here. And line up those edges so that, for some reason it's, there we go. There, like that. So now we've got it looking a bit like a book here. Now we're going to fold the bottom up. So we're going to go up like this. And then you've got a second scored line, like that. Go up. And a second scored line. Like that. So now if you were to close it up, it's going to look like that. This we want to get rid of, but I like to wait until I've done my folding, because then I just swish those up and then I can see very clearly where to cut. And I'm just going to cut across like that and we're all done. So you've got your basic portfolio or folio or folder, whatever you want to call it, right here. Now you have a couple of choices. You can round these corners, which I happen to like to do. Now we don't sell a corner rounder right now, but I know many of you have one in your stash, and I have this one here that I will use. If you don't have a corner rounder, another option is to bring in a circle punch of some sort, and when you open it up, if you take your corner and come from the top and just tuck it under nice and snug, and if you went down, you would have a rounded corner. So there's another little tip there, another little technique. But we've got one here, so let's get this out of the way so I can get that in there nicely. There we go. Tuck that back. And that one, and we'll get those bits and pieces out of the way. And so now we've got it like that. Now if we want to do any stamping, now is the time, and I do want to do some stamping. So I am going to bring in, actually I think what I will bring in, I'll change this up a little bit. I'm going to bring in the orchid, because we haven't used it yet. It's feeling highly neglected. And bring in this, and I'm going to do tone on tone stamping. So I'm going to use pebbled path on pebbled path. And what I want to do is just do my flaps here. So I forgot to bring in my Post-it notes. So to just do my flaps, you can see I've used this a lot of times. So it's a Post-it note. I'm going to fasten it here. Let me just bring this up to the camera. I am bringing it behind that fold a little bit, just because when you have something that you're stamping over, like the edge of a paper, it leaves a little bit of a ridge, and I would rather the ridge be on the other side of the fold, because this is going to be our pocket, right? Yeah, there we go. So I've got Petaled Path. Whoops, where did I put my, here it is. It really does help it from not sliding around. I'm just going to stamp randomly. I'm going to tuck this behind, and we will and I think that's good enough right there. And now we're going to do the same over here, like that. So all I'm doing is masking it off so it's only stamping where I want it to stamp. So when you bring that up, now you can see that when you open it up, you would have that decorative edge there. We also have another piece that we're going to use, and I want to stamp on this. You'll see where I'm going to use it in a few minutes. And oh, we'll do a little bit there. Sometimes I just have far too much fun with the random stamping. Then you'll see that on this one here, I also on the front did a little bit, and I think I'm going to do that again on this one. So I'll do, oh, sure, just go for it, right? And then I want it down here. I'm going to put this mask here again so that it only goes where I want it. And there we go. So we've done that, and now we just have to assemble. So I'm going to close my ink pad so I don't have any more disasters, and we're good to go. So this is where we are going to bring in this little piece that we scored that at the 3/4 and the 1 inch mark. And we have two of them. So we have that one and this one here. And I think I'll just give a little swipe and get some of that random ink off. Keep it tidy. There we go. And we're going to bring in tearing tape. You can use seal. You can use multi-purpose, Seal Plus, pardon me, multi-purpose liquid glue, whatever. You need a strong glue because this is going to reinforce the edges of your pockets so that things don't fall out. So we've got, so I'm even using 2 pieces of the tape. I'll hold it up to the camera in just 1 minute. So this is the part that's going to, we don't want tape on, and these 2 parts are the part we want the tape on. So there we go, like that. And we'll do this one as well. All this does is makes it so your cards don't slide out. This is actually can be an optional step. You can skip this part, but I like how it makes the cards more secure. So we're going to remove the backings. Not only is it cold here, it's very dry and everything is full of static. My hair is standing right up on end half the time. It's rather humorous, I guess you could say. So now I'm going to, what we're going to do is we're going to fasten that right here. So I'm going to bring up the fold and just slide it in and then line up the edges. Now I could have made these little reinforcers higher, but I didn't because of the rounded edges. And then it also gave me some wiggle room. So now I've got that part fastened, and we're just going to slide this over and line up the edges. and looks pretty good. So you see we've got that. I'm going to take my bone folder now and just give everything a good push down, just so that it really sticks. So we've got the pocket made on this side, so you can see how that would hold things in, whereas this, they could fall out the side. That's the purpose of this little piece. So let's do this one here. Actually, since I have started making these, I've made, I don't know how many sets of these. They're just a lot of fun. So I just had to share it with you. So we're going to do the same here. We're going to line it up with the top fold and with the edge, just like that. Then we'll bring it in like that. So Carolyn, I know you're shaking your head. You love these 3D projects. I know, but you can skip that step, right? And you'll still be good to go. And now we have our pockets all set. We've got the decoration here. All we need to do is the outside. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of ribbon that's about 25 inches long. That's totally your choice. Crying in your soup. Oh, Carolyn, you can do this. I know you can. So I'm going to take it and fold it in half and put that half on the spine. So there we've got it. So I'm just kind of rest it where I want it to be. All right. Whoops, and hang on to both ends so they don't go sliding away on you. So this is where we're going to use this little piece here. I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to run tear and tape down along the two long sides. So right here and right here. Kathleen, you said a great gift idea. It really is. To me, it looks really nice. So anyway, so I'm going to just start these. I'm going to fold it so I can reach it easily. So there's another little tip. When you want your tear and tape to stay covered for a bit, you can do this, and then you can nab it easily. So what we're going to do with this, we're going to go to the back of your folder like that. And I'm actually going to do it right way up so I can see a little bit better. And we're going to be placing it over the ribbon, but not catching the ribbon. We want the ribbon to be able to slide. So I'm going to take one of these off and just try to get it fairly straight like that. Make sure my ribbon still moves. And now I can pull off this other one like that. And yet my ribbon is still able to slide back and forth. All right. What did you just say? I think Karen and Carolyn are chatting back and forth. I love it. Okay, so now we've got that on the back. Now we're going to just bring in the front pieces. We have stamped this piece here. So also in your kit, you are going to have some layering pieces. We're just going to layer these together. And you can always change the measurements if you want. So we'll put the white that we've stamped onto, we're using the boho blue because that went with the ink that we did the sponging with the mask, like that. And then we're going to put it on the Misty Moonlight. So we're just so color coordinated. Just love that. Like that. You'd never laugh at her, Karen, but you might laugh with her, right? Yeah, I think so. We all enjoy a good laugh now and again. There, we've got those layers. And now we're going to put it on here. But just like on the back, we want this ribbon to move. And you might say, why am I concerned about the ribbon moving? You know how it is when you've got ribbon on. something and it's stuck, and you open it up, it'll either buckle or it'll pull or whatever. So we want it to be able to be free flowing. So we're going to bring in some dimensionals, and we're going to put dimensionals on the four corners. And then we're going to rest this here, and I'll just bring something in to hold it in place, just to hold it down. And now I'm going to put some dimensionals above the ribbon and below the ribbon, and they're going to be underneath where this is going to go. So my ribbon is still going to be able to move. It's not going to be stuck down. So let's just take those backings off. Whoops, and get rid of them totally, not leave them here. So just like that. Now, if you have trouble getting things straight, remember, put it on purpose at an angle, and you will just look like a pro. So then what you will do is put your cards in. Now, we didn't make all of the cards because they're just going to be repetitive, but put your cards in. Add a little embellishment here if you so choose, and I think I do so choose, and I'm going to bring in the white, and I'm going to put it right about there. Hard to see for you, but I can see it there. And I could always color it with a blends if I wanted. And then all you need to do is tie this closed, and you've got 4 cards and a card holder all set to gift to somebody else. I just love it. So what do you think? Do you like this project? Let me know. And while you're letting me know, I'm sort of setting you up, right? I'm going to show you what I did. I wanted to choose something totally different, and I went with this. So here, I used this stamp set here, Filled with Happiness. I wanted to show that you could get a totally different look. Oh, I'm loving the hearts and all the positive comments. Excellent. And this one here, and I've got a class coming out with this stamp set. So you're going to, this is just, this isn't the class that's coming out, but it's sort of an additional project. So in here, I did exactly what we did. I did the sponging, I did the stamping, and did 2 colors, and went like that. Now, the neat thing about this stamp set, it has a punch that coordinates with it. It's called the Modern Oval Punch. And if you wanted to step these up a little, you could stamp and then color these and put them on dimensionals. But that's a different project. I just wanted to show you that you could go with totally different colors and totally different stamps. And then my brain, you know how my brain likes to go shooting off in all directions. And I am really bad right now with all these new things. My brain's going, I can't get it to focus. But can you imagine this set here with these? I think this would make a wonderful set of cards. And then, of course, this set from the holiday catalog was carried forward, so you could use some trees. Now, Linda's on here, and she loves her trees, so I think she could do something really neat with those trees. So I wanted to share those projects with you. Now, you might be saying, oh, I want the free class, I want to get the product, but I have another demonstrator. Well, I have another option. So there are different ways of getting this class. You can, or getting the kits, pardon me. The class is basically here. I am in the process of typing up the PDF, which is the handout with the measurements and everything else. But you can place a $60 order with me in January, and you will get the bundle of products that you need. You just supply your own ink and stamps. and I will mail that to you. If you have a demonstrator, then you can purchase the kit for $25. So if you go here, you can choose that option right there. If you live outside of Canada and you say, well, I can't order the kit, no, but you can get the class still. Just get the handout and make it wherever you are in the world. So there are 3 different options, either, well, 4 if you're in my downline, it's free for you too. So you can place a $60 or more order and get the kit supplied to you. You can, for $25, you can get the kit mailed to you as well, and then the PDF or the handout. So any choice that you want there. And let's share, what are some other stamps that you might make this set in? What we've shared, the trees, we've shared the animals, we've shared this and this. What are some other ones that you might use? Let us know in the comments below. So thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Remember, I love it when you share and leave comments. Bumblebee, ooh, yes, Judy. You know, I was just about did the bumblebee tonight. So maybe I'll have to do one yet. Enduring, I'm seeing wonderful ideas. Now my brain's going all other kind of directions. So thank you, everyone. Remember to click that subscribe button and the like button. And thank you for leaving the comments so much. Furriest Friends. Oh, yes. The lavender one. Yes, the lavender one I had in my head, too. I almost did that for my other sample, and I thought I wanted to show something totally different. So any flower stamp, any animal stamp, pretty much any stamp would work. So take care, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Stay warm. Stay safe. Bye-bye.